going on, guys? Doing Warfare here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a custom mask. First, you need scissors. Secondly, you'll need zip ties to weave the mask in the airsoft mask. Third, you'll need the mesh mask that you'll use to protect your teeth. Fourth, you'll need a custom neoprene, like any mask to put over. And then lastly, something to poke the holes through the neoprene mask. Alright, step 2. Poke holes through the mesh mask. Now, this can be done using scissors, knives, pliers. I use scissors. What I did was I just took the scissors and poked it through like the little hole in the mesh mask and then twisted it, and that worked really well, and that just created simple holes. Now, you can create 2 to 4 holes depending on the amount of zip ties you have, and then after you poke the holes, you will then lay the neoprene mask over the mesh mask. Now you want it to be perfectly aligned so you don't it doesn't look off. And then you're gonna lay it on like that, and then you're gonna poke the holes through the neoprene mask while the mesh mask is still on, so you can have the holes lined up with the mesh mask and the neoprene mask. And you want this so you can weave your zip ties through the mesh mask and the neoprene mask as shown here. Now, I forgot to mention, you're going to have to poke 2 holes through the neoprene mask and the mesh mask to weave the zip ties through. But so in total, you should have about 8 holes in your mesh mask and neoprene mask, and about 2 to 4 zip ties. And then right after you weave the zip ties in the airsoft mesh mask and the neoprene mask, you can then cut off the rest of the zip ties as shown here. And then that is all, guys. That is your custom face mask. You'll see here that I'm just going to cut off the rest of the zip ties because you don't really want that shown down. And as you can see, 4 zip ties does the job. You don't need any more than that. If you want to, you can, but I just had 4, so I did that. And I will be testing this out on my local fields pretty soon. I'll have some gameplay with it, and I suggest cutting out a little bit in the middle so your goggles don't fog up very fast. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll be cutting out the middle part on the neoprene mask, but just make sure you don't cut across the seams on the neoprene mask, because then the mask will fall apart. But other than that, stay tuned for more. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching, and peace out.